Hello and welcome to our first Kamen X8 toy review. This is the Henshin Belt DX Gamer Driver, which is the first transformation device we're getting for this series. Now, the Gamer Driver will probably have a lot of play value with the later items that will be released in this toy line. So if you're planning to buy any of the items later on, you should probably pick up this bad boy first since it will be very useful and you don't want to be in the situation where you need the gamer driver and you cannot find it anymore. So let's get into the review proper. The gamer driver is obviously designed after a game console, that's why it's called the gamer driver, and you'll see similarities like the screen in the front, the slots on the top for where your game cartridges would slot into, and even has a cover for the screen. So to close the cover, you can either just push it, it doesn't really want to follow you. So instead, it's best to grab it by the handle and just close it shut, like so. Now the front of the cover does also have the GD symbol down there. That stands for Gamer Driver, so it's a nice little detail that they included into the toy. Very nice detail. In fact, there are details picked out in paint all around the Gamer Driver, the silver and the black. So it gives it a very nice realistic look to it. Obviously, the back of the gamer driver has no paint on it since it's the back of the toy. And there is something that is usually on the back of the toy that is not here, and that is the battery compartment. You will usually have a battery compartment on the back, but this time we do not have one because there are no electronics in the gamer driver. So all of your electronics for the gamer driver come from your rider shuttle that we'll insert into the gamer driver later on. But before we get into the rider shuttle, since we're on the back of the belt, just want to show that you can connect the belt parts onto the gamer driver to form a full belt. So just clip them in, and you should be able to make a full belt. Like so. So you can wear this for like cosplay purposes, role play purposes. It's just really fun if you want to wear it. And yep, I won't be using it for the rest of the review though, since my review station is very small and I do not have space for the whole belt straps to be on. Now let's move on to the next part of the review, which is the rider shuttle. The set does include one rider shuttle, and that is the Mighty Action Axe. Now, this is the new collectible of the year. Every year we get a different collectible for Kamen Rider series. So the Rider Shuttle are the collectibles that we'll be getting for this year. And they are kind of like game cartridges that you insert into the gamer driver. And they are designed after respective games. You see the little seal in the front. That is the image for Mighty Action X. And I will have to say this, alright, this was the very exciting thing for me because Mighty Action X is this new upcoming game in the series. If you have watched the show, you will know it is like the game that all the children are getting excited about because it will be released soon and there are events for them to go and try out the game and all that. So it really got me into the story because yeah, there is this like subplot about Mighty Action X. And I really wanted to get something related to Mighty Action X. So this is like a good little representation of Mighty Action X merchandise, and it is very cool. Now the clear part on the top is for transformation purposes. It doesn't really look like a game cartridge if you ignore it. The Rider Shuttle does look more like a game cartridge. You have the seal in the front, the bright colors, the seal at the side again with the text that says Mighty Action X. But if you see the clear part from the back, you will see it does actually have the image for the rider transformation. So that's going to be reflected in the gamer driver and we'll show that off when we put it in. Now, There are electronics in this thing, as I mentioned before, and let's get into it. So to activate the electronics, just press the black button on the right hand side. That will activate lights and sounds.
Mighty Action X! Mighty Action X! Mighty Action X!
So the button works on a 2-press cycling system. There's a total of 3 sounds. So the first press would be for the start of the game, where it announces the name of the game, this being Mighty Action X, and then the second press is one of 2 sounds. So it's either a game clear sound or a game over sound. Now the game clear sound in the series does include the voice that says game clear, which unfortunately is not in this toy. I do not know if they will ever include it in any of the later Rider Shuttle, but for now this will have to do. So for the lights, I will turn off the lights in my setup so you guys can see better. Just give me a moment. Alright, here we go.
Mighty Action X! Mighty Action X!
Now let's get the lights back on and we'll do the transformation. Alright, for transformation we'll need the gamer driver, so let's bring it back in. And to start up the transformation, we'll first have to close the screen, since if you want to get all of the effects, you will have to always start with the screen closed. Remember that if you start with the screen open, you won't get all the sounds that you need, so remember, start with the screen closed. Alright, so initiate transformation, we'll press the button once.
Mighty Action X!
And we'll insert the Rider Shuttle into the gamer driver. Now remember, if you're inserting the Rider Shuttle, the words at the side should be facing the front. And we'll insert it into the first slot for the transformation to level 1. Henshin. And now we've transformed into Kamen X8 level 1. You can see bright LEDs coming up from the little slot in the front of the gamer driver where your Rider Shuttle was inserted into. And that will be reflected based on the different colors. Each of the Rider Shuttle will have different colors, and you can see it from the front. Now, if you want to turn from level 1 into level 2 into this full-sized human character, just open the screen again, and we'll level up. Dai Henshin. Now remember the image I shown on the back of the Rider Shuttle. Now that is visible right here now in the inside of the screen. And that is done by having little mirrors built into the gamer driver that reflect off the LEDs and the image from inside the Rider Shuttle onto the screen. So it looks as though it's coming from inside the gamer driver, but it's actually only just an image being reflected. So there's nothing in the gamer driver except mirrors. It gives it the same effect as if there were electronics. Now that's for level 2. There is a level 3 form which will require you to insert a second Rider Shuttle, which this set does not include. There is, however, a Rider Shuttle already released, and that is the Shakaliki Sports Shuttle right here. So the Shakaliki Sports Shuttle was released prior to the release of the gamer driver. However, I'm not doing the review for this first because I want to finish up the DX toys that are released early in the toy line so we can unlock some of the sounds from the Shakaliki Sports Gashato properly by interacting with those DX toys. So I'll hold it first. We'll visit that later on. Alright. So I can preview how a level 3 sound would be like using what we have though. So remember, start with the screen close again. This time we'll remove the Mighty Action X and insert into the second slot. This is for the level 3 slot. Now do keep in mind that there should be 2 Radical Shuttle inserted right now, so the sound will have a delay because it takes into account that 1 more Radical Shuttle should be inside. Now you notice the delay was long enough for the first Radical Shuttle to fully play its song, and then it will interrupt it and continue on with the level 3 sound for Mighty Action X. So it's kind of like the double driver, where the first sound of the Gaia memory will play first, and then it will be bleed into the second sound for the second memory. So it's same concept here, but executed slightly differently. I cannot actually show how that would sound like right now, but I would be able to once we do more reviews. So you guys just gotta imagine it for now. So that's a wrap for the DX Gamer driver. So, yep, end of transformation. Game over. Right, so that's what we get in the set. We do have something else. Get a little Gamma Rising card. This is Action Gamer level 2, so this is how he looks like. If you haven't watched the show yet, this is how he looks like. Alright, very nice little card. Doesn't do anything with the toy, but hey, it's nice. So overall, I think the Gamer driver is pretty good. We get like quite a bit of fun out of it. Obviously, we only have 1 Radical Shuttle, so we cannot get all of the play value that we wanted. We only get level 1, level 2, and kind of an incomplete level 3, which would have been possible if we had just gotten 1 more Radical Shuttle in the set. But they were assuming that you had already picked up the Shakaliki Sports Shuttle prior to buying this, so that's why they just included only 1. I would probably be collecting rest of the Radical Shuttle, so you guys can look forward to more reviews for that. And yep, I think this toy line would be a lot of fun. So yes, the next item, which is already out and I do have it with me, is the Kimiyawaza slot holder and Bakso bike set. So here is the next item, and I'll see you all in the next review. Bye!